Hey everybody, my name is Amos, and I'm one of the pastors. Here at the Vineyard, when we come together on a Sunday morning, we want it to be a time that's both worshipful for the church, but also engaging to the unchurched. And when we say that, we're usually talking about the time where we sing songs, but I think there's a value there that cuts throughout the entire service. So for instance, when we teach, we want it to be encouraging to people who have been following Jesus for a long time, but we also want it to be relevant and practical to people who are new to faith or who maybe have never been to church in their entire lives. We're thinking about applying this to the flow of the service. And so starting next week, we're going to make a change where most of the singing will be done at the end of the service. And we think that this will be both more worshipful for the church and more engaging to the unchurched, because it'll allow those of us who maybe come in a little late with a lot on our minds time to settle into the service, so that by the end, when we have that time that's really meant to connect and engage with God, to be in His presence and to feel that He's near, we'll be settled in. But also for the unchurched, there's been a lot of conversation about how singing the songs is in some senses the strangest thing that happens on a Sunday morning in a church. So if a visitor comes in and they see a bunch of people singing at a wall with words on it, that's going to feel a little strange. But the talking, the teaching that we do is maybe the most normal thing that happens on a Sunday morning. So that if they come in and their first impression is that they're hearing something that's hitting them, that's touching their heart, then they're more open to what happens during the worship time and the ministry time that follows, where we give time of prayer. A couple of implications here. It might mean that since the teaching is going to be happening sooner in the service, that you want to come a few minutes earlier. It certainly does mean that if you have kids in 2nd through 6th grade, you'll be checking them into their classrooms immediately at the beginning of the service, with the hope that most of the time their teachers will be able to bring them in for worship at the end. So don't forget, again, next Sunday we're changing so that the majority of the worship is at the end of the service, and the teaching will be moved up toward the beginning of the service. So we're going to try this out. I think it will be great, and we'll see you next time.